On everybody, what's going on? Peace to everybody. Peace to everybody. I'm gonna wait for some people to come on. I know it's this random live, but we haven't posted in a while, so I kind of just wanted to give y'all an update. Turn this music down a little bit. I just wanted to give y'all an update. Man. So I'm just waiting on people to come in. If you in, just type something in the chat. If you tapped in, just put something in the chat. I ain't gonna be long. I just wanted to make a video to let y'all know we back up and running. We back up and running. I don't want y'all to think that we just got ghosts over here on the channel. But we kind of doing some rebranding and really trying to bring some great content to you all. So that's why we've been, not been posting, because we trying to take it to the next level, y'all. We trying to take it to the next level. Hey, if you just coming in, man, type something in the chat, man. Type something in the chat, please. Let us know you on. Just enjoying this beautiful Monday. Happy Sukkot, Feast of Tabernacles to everybody who celebrated. Shalom, shalom, family. Larry Freeman, shalom, family. Thank you for being on. Thank you for being on. Happy Feast of Tabernacles to everybody. Happy Sukkot. But I just wanted to come on here real quick, man. Do a little quick live video, man. Let y'all know that we just ain't being ghosts for no reason. You know what I mean? We still rocking with the channel, and we just trying to take it to the next level. So sometimes you ever heard that saying that you got to take 2 steps backwards to go 3 steps forward? That's kind of what we've been doing. That's kind of what's been going on. Taking 2 steps back, you know what I mean, and re-examining so we can reposition ourselves. Everything is about strategy, especially when you're trying to with this platform specifically. We're taking it very serious. We want this to really, benefit a lot of people, and we want this message to go, worldwide pretty much. So we're just trying to rebrand and stuff like that. But this month we will start back posting videos. That's what the times calls for. Exactly. That it is, and that's why I say that. Let me turn this music off. But that's why I say we trying to get this message out to many people. You know what I mean? Because especially in these times, man, self-sufficiency is needed. I mean, if y'all ain't, I mean, look at inflation. If you just coming in, type something in the chat. Let me know you on. Let me know you on. We ain't gonna be on here long. But inflation, man, and just everything that's going on, a lot of uncertainty. Right now is the time to be trying to grow your own food and be self-sufficient. And that's exactly, what we are using this platform for. That's exactly what we're using this platform for. And we want this message to get out to pretty much everybody who it can benefit, especially in these times, because just showing people you don't got to start big, you can start small, and it's not as hard as you think it is. You know what I mean? And showing our people, especially black people, not to make it a race thing, but just to kind of get our people back to our roots, which is farming, agriculture, self-sufficient way of life. Because I mean, you got to think about it, man. If you know God forbid, we get in another Great Depression, like what happened back in the days before our time. But if we had to live through something like that, most people wouldn't be able to survive. They wouldn't know how to survive. They wouldn't have the knowledge to plant a garden. They wouldn't have the knowledge how to butcher animals. They wouldn't have the knowledge to fish. They wouldn't have the knowledge to hunt. They wouldn't have the knowledge to forage. You know what I mean? And so that's why I really been low key for the past month or two and not posting nothing, because again, I've been strategizing about how we can make our platform really go to the next level and reach more people and benefit more people, because that's what it's all about. It's about teaching each one teach one, teaching our people, and really just showing you guys the journey, so it'll motivate you to go on your journey, no matter how small it may start. You know what I mean? Because man, we're living in some crazy times right now. We're living in some crazy times. Hey, if you in, man, drop a comment in the chat. Let me know you on. So yeah, I just want to let y'all know that you know, it ain't just like I just done been forgetting to post or whatever the case may be, but I really just been, taking my time and strategizing. We need to be faith and obedience focused. Without the Most High Sovereign Yah and Yahushua guidance, our vision will always fail. I am learning seed collection at home gardening, Houston patio garden. That man, it's. I mean, if we not obedient, and that's why, and that's exactly why, I'm motivated to post these videos because, you know, Yah is in the Most High, whatever you want to call him. But I call him Yah, the Most High Yah. He is really urging a lot of people to start doing things and providing for themselves and learning different ways to provide their basic needs. He's doing that for a lot of people, and that's why it's important that these messages get out. You know what I mean? And that's good that you're learning seed collection and gardening. Um, that's the first step. Patio garden. That's why I say it don't take a lot. Matter of fact, I was just talking to one of my brothers. Matter of fact, I got to text him, but I was just talking to him, and he had a couple of questions about farming and agriculture and stuff like that. And like I was letting him know as far as how to start. I'm like, man, if you have people in your family with a backyard, right? Let's say your mom and dad, right? Let's say they live in the same city as you and they got a backyard, a nice sized backyard. You could ask them, hey, can I do 2 raised beds in your backyard? Because I'm living in an apartment or a townhouse, I don't have the space. That's a start. You know what I mean? And you can start just planting right there. If you got a patio, buy you some containers and plant some seeds in there. You can grow herbs, you can grow leafy greens in pots. You can grow a lot in pots. You know what I mean? And it's the fact of you just putting the seed in the dirt and you're providing nutrients, you're giving it water, you're giving it sunlight, and you're taking care of something until it brings forth fruit that you can partake in. You know what I mean? And just by doing that in itself is preparing you for that next level of gardening, for that next level of farming. You know what I mean? You don't have to get out here and have a big old garden to start off with. If you got one raised bed and you just learn how to grow, kale, spinach, tomatoes, you know what I'm saying? You learn how to grow herbs that you like. You learn how to grow some squash or zucchinis or cucumbers. If you just learn how to grow a few things, then when you do get the opportunity where you can buy a plot of land, you already have experience putting your hands in the dirt. You know what I mean? You already have experience of taking care of something that's going to provide you food. And then the next step, okay, if you want to raise animals now, hey, you can start with chicken, you can start with quail. You know what I mean? Chicken is, and I made a video on that. Y'all have seen the video, a lot of y'all have seen it. Is chicken is the gateway into farming. Raising chickens, if you, let's say you got a backyard where you can have 5 or 6 hens. I'm sorry, but no rooster. You can have 5 or 6 hens. That's perfectly enough to start off with. 5 hens that provide you eggs every day. You making sure they're fed. You making sure they're protected. You making sure they got water. You making sure that you're stewarding over them. That's going to be a gateway into if you want to have goats, if you want to have sheep, if you want to have cattle. You know what I mean? If you want to have quail, if you want to have turkeys, if you want to raise rabbits, whatever you want to raise. But you have to start somewhere. And so that's a part of the overall message on this channel is self-sufficiency, but also starting where you're at. You know what I mean? Because before we moved out here on this land, we lived in a residential area, suburb, and guess what? In our backyard, guess what we raised? Guess what we grew? We had vegetables in our raised bed garden. We had chickens. You know what I mean? Even though we couldn't have like goats and sheep and turkeys and all that type of stuff, we did what we could. And that's why when we got out here on the land, I already had experience with gardening. I already had experience with chickens. You know what I'm saying? I already had experience with butchering. You know what I mean? Because I started butchering chickens at my other house. Shalom, dear brother. I appreciate your channel for bringing light in these dark times. Y'all is blessing us through your diligence. Hallelujah, man. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. It's about being obedient to Yah and really being a light. You know what I mean? It's about, you know, sounding the alarm and being a light. And you know, we don't got to get deep in conspiracies and all that type of stuff. But it is important to prepare. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's a lot of things. Excuse the background noise. I'm outside, y'all. I'm out in nature. But man, I done lost my train of thought. But you know, just being obedient, right? And just sounding the trumpet. That's what it's about. You know, just letting people know, hey man, you can really just start right now. You can start saving a little bit of money right now. You know what I mean? That goes for every facet of life, every aspect. You know, you want to try to be self-sufficient in every area. And I'm not completely self-sufficient, but you know, I'm continuously working toward it. Because eventually I want to get to the point where I'm kind of, you know, living off grid a little bit. You know what I mean? And it is important to prep and prepare. You know, I know a lot of YouTube channels, they're built around preparing and prepping and, you know, end of the world type stuff. And I'm not really, you know, trying to push like fear. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, Yah will provide for his people. The Most High will provide for his people. But at the end of the day, faith without works is dead. You can believe all day but never do nothing. And when the time comes, if that time comes, then you won't be prepared. So it's about being prepared, but not fearing. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't want to push a message of fear out to people. I want to make great videos that can educate, that can entertain, and that can inspire people on their journey to self-sufficiency. So, you know, that's really what I wanted to come on here and say, is that we back up and running October. This is when we're gonna start back posting videos again. And you know, just getting content out to you guys. I got a video that I'm working on now, our chicken butchering day. It happened, you know, we did this about a month or two ago, but I'm just now getting around to, you know, edit the video and put it out. So hopefully it can teach you guys, you know, when it comes to butchering chickens and raising chickens, you know, how you could process and stuff like that. But yeah, we back up and running. You know, we're trying to get this message worldwide. You know, and I appreciate it if you guys, you know, if you like the videos and share the videos, man, or just leave a comment, because that helps the algorithm. That's another thing. You know, I want to really tap into the algorithm so that way people, that way my videos, or not my videos, but our videos, can continuously get out to people and reach more and more people. You know what I mean? So it's important if y'all just like on the video, and if you comment on the video, and if you share it, that's a plus. I appreciate all the support. You know what I mean? Especially from the people who've been rocking with the channel from day one. You know what I mean? To where we at now, man. Excuse me. To where we at now, man. Like I was just going through my comments earlier and just seeing, like, for instance, with the video I did, butchering the goat, showing people how to butcher goat. That video, man, when I tell you, I get so many comments on that video saying, hey, thank you. Thank you for showing me how to do this. We about to start butchering our goats for the first time. We finna butcher our goats. This is gonna be our first time processing the goat. And your video really helped us. Your video is really informative. And that's what it's about. And one thing people always say when they comment on that video is that they like the part where I talk about having a connection with your food. And that's another thing, is getting the message out about having a connection with your food, and really just about how beneficial that is to us as a people. Because you got to think, most of the things that we eat, or that's in the standard American diet, is processed. Most of the meat that we eat, most of the snacks that we eat, most of the stuff that we drink, is processed. It touches, you know, at least 3, 4, 5 different hands before it gets to us. That's from the farm to the processor to the warehouse to the, you know, to the trucker to the supermarket. That's five different stops that meat or that vegetable goes to or goes through before it gets to you. And it's important to have that connection with your food, to say, well, I know where my meat comes from. I know where my vegetables come from. I know where, you know, my water comes from. I know where my fruits come from. You know what I mean? And again, it's a process. It's not that you're gonna be able to do that overnight. You know what I mean? But it's about making gradual steps to get to that. If you could just start off by raising your own tomatoes, by raising your own and growing your own leafy greens and growing your own herbs, that salad that you eat, and then raising your own chickens for eggs. That's a whole salad right there with eggs. You know what I mean? That all came from what you did. You know what I mean? And you know, man, these eggs are fresh. Man, these greens are fresh. It wasn't no GMOs. It wasn't no herbicide sprayed on it. It wasn't no pesticide sprayed on it. It wasn't none of that. Um, I know I saw it from seed all the way up to fruit. You know what I mean? And the same thing with your eggs. I feed these chickens feed every day. I make sure that they eat the best. And I go and pick these eggs every day by hand. And now I'm putting this in my body so I know where it comes from. Not only is that good for your mental, but it's good for your body as well, because you cutting out the middleman and you cutting out a lot of these harmful chemicals that goes into a lot of this processing. Triple C, what's going on? Hey man, we missed y'all too, man. I missed y'all too, man. I'm glad to be back up and running, man, and I'm glad to, be interacting with y'all, man, and really just putting content out for you guys, man. But again, had to take 2 steps forward, so 2 steps back so I could take 3 steps forward so we can get this message out, man. But having a connection with your food is so important. And that's another thing I'm gonna be focusing on as well. Just showing people the importance of that. Because, I don't know about y'all, but lately, like, because I don't have my own source of beef right now. So I usually buy it from the grocery store. But for some reason it don't taste right. You know what I mean? It don't taste right. Like, because I'm used to eating fresh goat, fresh lamb, fresh chicken, fresh turkey that I butcher myself. And I know when a lot of people first start eating that type of food, they say stuff like, "Man, it's gamey," and they could taste the wildness, if you will. They could taste the game in that meat. But I've gotten so used to it because I eat it so much that I don't even taste the gameness. It just tastes like food. You know what I mean? But now when I'm buying a burger from this place, or if I'm buying some ground beef from the grocery store, whatever the case may be, or if I'm buying chicken from the grocery store, I can taste the difference in it. And it don't taste like real food, like all the way. You know what I mean? Because I guess it's those chemicals. I guess it's whatever the process they go through, how they raise it, what they've been feeding, what steroids they've been putting in it. And then on top of that, when it comes to a lot of like this ground beef and stuff that you buy out of the grocery store, you don't know what cuts that they're grinding up. They could be taking beef from one cow to another cow they could take beef from 5 different cows and put it all together, and now you getting the ground beef. You see what I'm saying? Like, they do that a lot. Shalom, Heather. Shalom. Shalom. That's what that so that's what I'm saying. So you got beef, or you got ground meat from 5 different cows that probably was raised on different farms, or that was fed different things, and they put it all together and they sell it to you in the grocery store. You see what I'm saying? And so that's why I say, when I taste the meat nowadays, especially that I don't grow myself or raise myself or butcher myself, it's a different taste. And again, that goes back to the connection with your food, because you don't know how this cow lived. You don't know, how it was butchered, if it was butchered humanely. You don't know that. Versus if you do it yourself, or you go straight to the farmer. Because I'm gonna just be honest. I know everybody is not gonna want to butcher their own food, especially with chickens and turkeys and cows, sheep, goat. I know a lot of people don't have the stomach for that. But to alleviate that and still have a connection with your food, you can go directly to the farmer. You see what I'm saying? And I'm gonna show people. That's another thing. I'm gonna show people how to, like, let's say you want, what I'm saying, you want to get some goat meat, or you want to get some lamb meat, or whatever the case may be. You can go to the farmer. You can either you can get it yourself, take it from him to the processor, or you can, work out a deal to where they take it to the processor for you and get it processed, and then you just pay whatever cost it is. You see what I'm saying? You can do that, and you'll end up saving more money over the long haul, instead of what you would spend at the grocery store. You know what I mean? And then you're also eating healthier. So you can it's a lot of ways to where you can eat healthy nowadays by going directly through the farmers. And I know a lot of people don't know how to get in touch with farmers, or get in touch with people who do stuff like this, but I'm gonna show y'all how to do all this stuff. Because it's really not hard at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It may be a little time consuming at first, but once you get that established relationship and connection, and you know the different places where you have to go, it won't be hard at all. Because that's pretty much what I do. If I don't raise it on my farm, like for instance, I don't raise goats. I don't like goats. I know I did a video a couple months back about bringing some goats on the homestead. I done butchered them already. I'm just be honest with you, because I don't like goats. It may be just the breeds that I've had and that I've dealt with in the past, that may be skewing my opinion on them. I want to try Kiko's. That's probably gonna be the last breed of goat that I try before I just give up on goats completely. But I don't like goats. So what I do, I don't like to raise them, but I love to eat them because goat meat is some of the healthiest meat that you can consume. It's not a lot of fat in it. It's very lean, and it tastes good. It's a great alternative to beef. If you don't want to eat beef, it's a lot lighter and a lot leaner than beef. But anyways, I digress on that point. I say all that to say is that I don't like raising goats, but what I do is I get with farmers who raise goats. I have a great friend who lives not even 20 minutes from me. He's from Pakistan. He has a whole goat farm. You know what I mean? And so what I'll do, I just go straight to him. He'll wholesale it to me. I buy goat from him, 2 or 3 maybe. Just depends on, how much meat I'm trying to put in the freezer, and I butcher it myself. But if I didn't butcher myself, I can go buy it from him, and then I can go to a processor. I know there's different processors. You'll just have to look up the different processors in your state as far as what they process, what kind of animals they process, and how much they cost and everything. Compare it, and if they're USDA certified and all that stuff. But when I was thinking, can y'all hear me now? My bad, my mic went dead. Can you hear me now, Triple C? Put in the group chat if you can hear me. Put in the chat if you can hear me. All right, cool. I'm back up and running. Okay. All right. But anyways, like I was saying, I don't know how much y'all caught of it, but like I was saying, what I do is I go to my friend. He's from Pakistan. He has a goat farm. I am like that, bro. I like sheep, not goats. Can't stand the smell of goat meat, cheese. Getting sheep cheese and yogurt. They say tastes so good, you'll even dare to turn back on in-law. I never had sheep milk. I never had sheep cheese neither. I never had it. But I want to try it though. I just raise my sheep mainly for meat and for breeding right now. But anywho, oh yeah, yeah, I don't like raising goats. But anyways, back to what I was saying as far as what the process that I go through. I go to my friend who's from Pakistan. He has a goat farm. I go buy the goats. He wholesales them to me for a set rate, whatever the case may be. I butcher them myself. But if I didn't butcher myself, what I would do is I would take them to the processor that's in South Carolina, right? And I think they charge, and you can, it just depends, right? Say if you just want all, you just want them to cut it in chunks, right? It's a set rate for that, at the processor. Or say if you want regular cuts, like if you want your shoulder intact, if you want your leg of lamb or leg of goat still intact, if you want your lamb chops or your goat chops, if you want it like that, and steaks, you can do all of that, right? You can have all that done. It just costs more per cut and everything like that. But I think they charge maybe like $75 a goat or something like that to process it. And so that's like the set rate. If you want to do more stuff to it, you can. They can make sausage out of it for you. So I would take it to that processor, right? And they will process it for me, $75, $100, how much ever it costs. And then they package it up and everything. And then I just go pick it up from the processor and bring it home. And now I got healthy goat meat that I know was raised humanely, that I know was fed good feed, that it came directly from the farmer. And then I took it to get it processed myself, or I processed it myself, and now I have that connection with my food. So people can do stuff like that. Like, let's say you live in an apartment, you don't have a place where you can process it. You could just cut out the middleman, literally go to the farmer, take it to the processor, they package it up for you, you bring it home, and boom, there you have it. You see what I'm saying? There you have it. So it's a lot of ways to do it. And then you have farmers too, where you can go on their land and you know, whatever vegetables they growing, you can go out and pick your own vegetables. You know, of course you have to pay for it, but you can do that. It's just learning about how to get in contact with these people and you know where to find these farmers at. I mean, you can go to the farmers market. That's another thing. Go to the farmers market. You know, go to your local co-op. Just look at different resources you have in your area. You see what I'm saying? And that will allow you to really get that connection back with your food. Because I'm just saying, cut out the middleman, cut out a lot of these different mass producers who all they do is they do it for profit. And when they do it for profit, guess what they tend to do? They tend to do shortcuts, take shortcuts. Because let's say they growing 100 acres of corn. Guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna spray all type of pesticides and herbicides to keep the rodents or whatever predators and animals from eating their crop. You see what I'm saying? And what that's doing is keeping the predators and stuff away and the animals away, but it's also harming you in the process because you eating all those chemicals. You eating all of those different things. Like if you haven't like heard about a lot of the pesticides and herbicides and a lot of the large farm corporations and what they do, you should look it up. You should definitely look it up, and you should look at the different things that's in these chemicals that they spraying on the food. You see what I'm saying? That's why I understand when people say, you know, they want to go vegan and stuff and eat a lot healthier, right? I understand that. But what you don't realize is that while you're thinking you're eating healthier, you're still consuming a lot of harmful things as well. That's why a lot of cancers and a lot of these different diseases and ailments are coming up because of the stuff that they're putting in our food. And then they give us medicine with harmful chemicals as well to try to uh quote unquote cure or heal, you know, what's been messed up from all this stuff we've been eating, right? But I digress on that point. But I'm just saying there's ways to do it. And if you have questions about it, leave questions on my videos because that gives me topics to do videos about. And I'm not saying I'm no expert, but what I'm saying is in my 2 or 3 years, however long I've been homesteading, I've learned a lot. Like I've had to literally, it's been trial and error. It's been trial and error as far as just learning how to become self-sufficient, learning where to go to get this and how to do that. And you know what I'm saying? Learning different processes and different things like that. It's been trial and error, but it's been for a purpose because I can share it to the people who actually want to learn that information to where they don't have to go through trial and error and bump their head. You see what I'm saying? They don't have to, you know, do something and fail and learn the right way to do it again. You see what I'm saying? But if that makes sense, man, you know, just leave comments and questions or whatever you got. But like I said, I'm just trying to get this message out, man. I'm trying to help as many people as I can. That way, um, we can avoid not only just the inflation and not having a connection with our food, but also the different ailments and diseases that are plaguing our people. Not even just black people, but Americans in general. It's a lot of diseases and stuff that are plaguing us that you know we can you know reverse that by just living off the land and living how the Most High intended us to live. You see what I'm saying? And not just the food you consume, but the quality of life you have. Getting outside in the elements, getting outside in the sunlight, letting the sun, you know, purge you of toxins. You see what I'm saying? You know, abstaining from food sometimes, whether you fasting. You see what I'm saying? That allows for your body to rest and reset. You know, just living a you know a healthy way of life holistically and becoming self-sufficient. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? But I didn't want to keep y'all long. I just wanted to get on here and let y'all know the plans for the channel and put a video out. So you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't think, you know, we ain't doing what we're supposed to do. We're just trying to, you know, really be strategic in how we run the channel from now on. Because one thing that I learned is that what it takes to get to one level, it takes something totally different to get to the next level. And so that's when you have to regroup. That's when you have to take a step back and start thinking and planning and strategizing and regrouping so that way you can get to that next level that you want to reach. And so that's what we're in the process of now. But I hope everybody's doing good. You know, I hope y'all staying blessed. Like I said, we got some videos and some good content coming, man. We'd appreciate it if you guys like it and share it and comment on it and everything like that, man. So that way the algorithm can, trigger and everything like that, and our videos can get out to more people. But with that being said, man, like I always like to say, if you give somebody the power to feed you, you give them the power to starve you. Peace.